Hello my friends, Paul here in the RoJoBe Music Workshop, and welcome to part 9 of the classical guitar conversion to steel strung acoustic guitar. So in the previous 2 episodes I've mentioned about the colour for this guitar. So it's all primed all the way over, primed and sanded, ready for the top coat. And I asked you, the viewers, for suggestions of what colour. Let me just point this camera down a bit. What colour to paint this guitar. And I did mention it more than once and asked for as many suggestions as possible. Well, in the end, I had 5 suggestions. Bit disappointing, to be honest, but I did have some good suggestions. So, you know, I did leave it open to you, the viewers, because I wanted a little bit of interaction, you know, for this project and maybe some future projects as well. So, you know, like I said, I'm a bit disappointed that I only had 5 suggestions in the end, but I am quite happy with some of the suggestions. So let me just show you the colours that have been suggested by some of you. So first of all, we have mustard yellow. Yeah, okay. I mean, you know, it's not a bad colour. It's just, you know, it's a bit too bright for this guitar, which is going to be on general sale to the public. Another suggestion was Smurf blue. Now the actual Smurf blue is a bit brighter than that. My printer isn't very good with the colours, but you know, again, a little bit too bright for this particular project. Now another colour that was suggested is, that doesn't show up very well, hold on. That really doesn't show up properly on camera. That looks more like that, but this, yeah, it doesn't show up right on camera. This is teal. Let me just see if I can find that colour on my computer, because it's not printed out very well and it doesn't show up properly on the camera. Just bear with me a sec. Okay, so teal. Yeah, it's not really showing up properly there. It looks more blue. It's actually more of a sort of a emerald green colour. Well, there's different shades, you know, but yeah, that's not showing up too well. But teal, it's kind of a, I don't know if that actually comes through or not, but I don't think so. That just looks more blue, but it is a really nice colour. Again, it's not quite right for this project, but I'm going to keep that in mind. That may well end up on a future project. And like I said, this is not showing up right on camera. The colour is teal, T-E-A-L, and it's a bluish green colour. So there are different shades. It kind of, you know, it's sort of, it is more green, but it's a bluish green, and there is actually a bird, I think it's a duck, called a teal, and it's got that colour on its head, and it really is a nice colour. I do like that colour, but like I said, for this particular project, it's not going to fit. Now, one other colour, let me just go back, that was suggested, and I really like this colour, and again, it's not going to show up properly. It was mulberry. The colour is mulberry, and it's kind of a reddish purple, and again, there are different shades. I really like this colour, and up until I got this colour suggested, I was sticking with another colour, but when I got this, I thought, oh, I don't know now. And it is a lovely colour. Again, it's not showing up well on camera, but the colour name is mulberry. And you can see those first two pictures on the top left, quite different in colour, but apparently they are the same colour, just different shades. And I really like that first one. Like I said, it's not showing up well on camera, but mulberry. Now, regular viewers of mine will know that fairly recently I built an electric guitar. The body shape is kind of Telecaster with a Stratocaster style headstock, and I finished it in white, and I really like it. And I am planning to also build a bass guitar. So that guitar was mine. Can you see it in the background? No, it's tucked away at the back there. So I built an electric guitar, and I finished it in white, and I really do like it. And I was planning to do my bass guitar, which I'm going to build, the same. I was going to finish that in white as well, so they kind of match. But I don't know now. I'm thinking mulberry, perhaps a mulberry burst, so that colour in the middle and black around the edge. I'm not sure now. So so who suggested that one? Mulberry was a guy, I don't know, somebody called AGF Pillay. AGF Pillay. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Pillay suggested the colour mulberry. And there is a strong chance that my bass guitar might be going that colour. I haven't decided yet. I do like the white, but I'm kind of thinking about this colour now. Mulberry burst. So it'll be mulberry, kind of a reddish purple in the middle and black around the edges. That's quite a distinct possibility that's going on my bass guitar. So thank you, AGF Pillay. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, for your colour suggestion of mulberry. It's not going to be on this project, but there is a very strong chance it will be on a future project, possibly my bass guitar, and if not, something else. Really like that colour. Now, the colour that I'm actually going with was suggested by somebody called Savedaz, S-A-V-E-D-A-Z. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Savedaz, S-A-V-E-D-A-Z. And he suggested, I think it's he, brown black sunburst. Now, really, sunburst colour is kind of like this. It's, you know, orange or yellow in the middle with black around the edge. That's sunburst. But I know what he meant by brown black sunburst. Actually, it would be brown burst. I mean, you know, there's tobacco burst. I think there's also coffee burst. But what I've done is I've painted it on this template. Now, again, it's difficult to see it properly. I've used a very dark brown. So this is just one of my guitar templates. I've just painted it on here to get an idea of what it will look like. So this is the colour I'm going with. Thank you, Savedaz. And yeah, it doesn't really show up very well on here. It's just a piece of cardboard. And I haven't lacquered it because I didn't want to waste lacquer on this. But I'm going with a really dark version of black brown burst. And yeah, it doesn't look great on here, but trust me, on the guitar it's going to look amazing. Let me again see if I can get the colour on my computer. Brown burst guitar. Yeah, there's a few examples there. This one is kind of close to what I'm thinking about. These are a bit lighter. Like I said, I'm going to be going with a much darker brown. Yeah, there's a few examples, but not really what I'm going for. Let's have a look. Yeah, there's not. That's kind of, that one there, kind of like it. Yeah, so I mean, and it doesn't really show up well on here, but like I said, I'm going with a really dark brown and black around the edge. So I'm going to call this chocolate burst because it's, you know, that's a good sort of rich chocolate brown. So I'm going with what I call chocolate burst, but this is the suggestion, and this was the first suggestion I had, and I immediately liked it. I thought, yes, that sounds like the right colour. And I did say that, you know, unless anybody comes up with something better, that's the colour I'm going to be going with. And so, yeah, that's the one I'm going with. And it's from somebody called Saved As. Thank you again, Saved As. You get the winning colour. This may not be what you had in mind. You probably had something much lighter in mind. But and I may lighten it a little bit. It may be a bit dark. I might, you know, lighten it up a little bit, but not too much. I want it quite dark. So that's the colour I'm going to be going with. And like I said, a very, very close second was the mulberry. Very, very close. And that was suggested by AGF Pillay. But I'm going with Saved As's suggestion of brown black burst. So well done. By the time you see this video, I will have already started painting this guitar. So by the time you see the video, it will be too late to say, no, stop, I have a better colour. Too late. I've already started. For, you know, as far as you're concerned, when you see this video, I will have already started painting this guitar. And like I said, I may go with a slightly lighter brown. That might be a bit too dark. I have other browns, but they might be too light, so I might just mix a little bit of white with this just to lighten it a little bit, just to make it stand out a bit. And also, once it's on the guitar, and the guitar has then got the lacquer on, it really will make it pop. It'll make the colour really, really pop out, you know. So that's what I'm going to be going with. And Saved As, please comment your thoughts on me choosing your colour. And here we go. So the next stage, the next video, you will probably see this guitar painted, if not lacquered, and we'll see how it turns out. So in the meantime, please look after yourselves, look after each other. We will see you soon. Peace out.